Alright, my people, we're back with another video, probably another different sort of video that we got going on today. But yeah, if you can tell by the title, I'm still just trying to even think if this is the relevant title, but I would have a title if I just upload this video anyway. But essentially, let's stop with all of this elitism sort of thing that we got going on in the competitive Pokemon community, because frankly, I'm somewhat tired of it. Now, I don't know, like, again, like, I'm just trying to think about, like, the fact that, you know, like, competitive Pokemon singles is a very, you know, like, large game. Like, you have OU, you have so many different tiers, and obviously not everyone is playing the same tiers at the same time, or else I'd be an OU channel, you know, everyone would just be playing OU. And the nice thing about it is that, you know, there's a tier for everyone. That's why the usage based you know, system is so good, because if you want to use a certain Pokemon which obviously aren't viable in OU, there's always going to be a tier for most of them to thrive in, unless they're really just bad. But, you know, like, people even make lower tiers for lower tiers, even stuff below ZU, like SU, for example. So there's always going to be a tier that someone is going to want to play because they want to use a certain Pokemon that's bad, or maybe they just want to try a whole new tier in general, and, like, that's completely fine. And what I'll say now at the beginning of this video is that, you know, like, you are allowed to not like certain tiers. I will never state to anyone that, you know, you hate on the tier, why are you hating on this tier? Like, you're allowed to dislike tiers as long as, you know, like, there's a logical sort of reasoning behind why you don't like a certain tier. Like, for me, example, I'm showing a match of Gen 9 OU. I don't like this tier. It's like, because building is hard and it's generally not balanced. I think, like, obviously Terra is a controversial issue, and, like, there's a lot of factors going into SVOU, yeah, and that contributes to the reason why I don't really like this tier. I like Gen 7 OU, I like ADV OU, like, most of the time I don't like OU, but, like, there are obviously some exceptions, like I just said, with SMOU and ADV-OU. But at the same time, you know, I've presented reasoning to why I don't like these tiers. Am I going to randomly bash the tier saying, this tier is bad? You know, I've never played a single game of Gen 9 OU, but the tier sucks. Or am I going to be, like, bashing the people that play this tier, calling them stupid? No, I'm not going to do that. And if anyone does that, then you're frankly just an idiot, and no one should take your opinion seriously. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place is to just speak about my opinion regarding it, because frankly, I've been seeing it going on way too recently from a side of, you know, Smogon. I'm not going to call out anyone specifically, I can't bother to do that, but the fact that it was coming from this particular side of Smogon for me that, like, I'm involved in it, like, I just had a lot of disappointment, and I've been disappointed for quite a while now, because what I don't understand is why certain people from the PU community, I'll just straight out say the PU community, are, you know, open to bashing other people's tiers. Was it not us 2 gens ago that were trying to get PU into SCL, or the Snake Draft? I think they've renamed it to SCL, but was that not us 2 gens ago frantically trying to get us into one of the biggest tournaments outside of SPL, because of the fact that, you know, people and all the tournament players that play OU still thought our tier was a meme 7 generations in? And, like, fair enough, PU only started in Auras and Gen 6, but we have a gen, like, worth of lifespan, and people still thought our tier was a meme. But everyone was, you know, back then were, you know, campaigning for PU to get in, and guess what? PU got in. PU was recognized as an official metagame. But, you know, we were on the receiving side for so long regarding people saying our tier is a meme or is not competitive, and it just kind of sucks. But at the same time, like, why are we doing that to other tiers now? Why are people in that community specifically tier bashing other, you know, formats, calling Natdex a pet mod, calling OMs just like meme tiers? And, like, it's just crazy to me to see how that's kind of shifted over time, because we as the PU community fought so hard to, you know, get into so many tournaments, so many things, and a lot of tiers are still trying to do that, like Monotype, for example. Yet, like, people in this community publicly, people in positions of authority in the community as well, saying certain things about tier bashing certain tiers. I'm just like, this isn't a good look, and, like, it's just something that really irks me. Like, I'll even speak about the Natdex is a pet mod argument. Like, how is that a bad thing? Like, what does that even mean? Like, why is that even an insult to call something a pet mod? Like, are you just trying to say it's not even, like, a proper tier? Because, Like, fair enough, pet mods aren't proper tiers. They're just a lot of ideas that people have to try and make a competitive format, you know. And fair enough, it's not a real tier. It's not OU to PU, is it? It's not ZU, it's not Monotype, it's not, you know, an actual OM that's been recognized as an official OM like AAA or Stammons. Yeah, fair enough, but like, why is that an argument? Like, if you actually don't like NatDex OU, say why you don't like NatDex OU. Like, why should I have to take you seriously? Or why should I have to read something like NatDex is a pet mod? Deep it. Thousands of games, hundreds of thousands of games most likely are played on the NatDex OU ladder on a monthly basis. Are you trying to tell me that, you know, the people that are playing NatDex OU are just essentially just playing a pet mod? And like, you can think about the semantics all you want, like, you know, NatDex just pick and chooses what mechanics they keep, or, you know, it might get too busy with Z-move. Yeah, that's a valid argument, but again, like, calling NatDex a pet mod is just disingenuous to the argument at hand. But yeah, that at least that's my opinion on it, at least. But yeah, Smogon is not, you know, free of the blood on its hands from, you know, being seen as a very elitist, you know, community, you know, like, at least from the eyes of the casuals. Even within Smogon, there's still a lot of elitism in the tier regarding like tour players, or, you know, is general just subjective opinions that are running the whole show instead of actually objective and logical, you know, arguments to why certain things shouldn't, you know, be. For example, again, like, Monotype was trying to get into, you know, the SCL format because we're still not in that for whatever reason, and again, there was no like actual solid arguments for our exclusion in that tier, but that's a whole another discussion at hand. But you know, a lot of people just saying Monotype isn't competitive, you know, coming from people that have played like a net 5 games of Monotype in their entire career, playing competitive Pokemon, and like, there was no actual like logical reasoning. It was just opinions, and like, we shouldn't let our opinions take over that much, in my opinion. Like, at least keep things, you know, like, consistent, you know. Like, if I didn't want RU to be included in SCL, which probably was never going to happen anyway, but let's just say hypothetically that I didn't want RU to be included in you know, one of the biggest team tournaments on the site, I would at least come up with a reason or some way of something that like would logically make sense. But, you know, a lot of people disagree with me anyway. Like, if I wanted to say, you know, RU's not a balanced tier, or even NU and PU are probably better examples of unbalanced tiers, at least pre-home. You know, we had a lot of Quiver Dance mons, like, the tier just didn't have enough mons, we didn't have a lot of resources, building sucked. Like, I could have used those reasonings ahead to say, let me not include NU or PU in SCL, but like, a lot of the arguments coming from Mono are just like, is a matchup fish tier, you know, just unsubstantiated claims from people that don't even know what they're talking about. And it's kind of the same thing, and it stems from elitism, obviously, thinking you're on some sort of high ground compared to everyone else because you play X tier and you don't play Y tier because you don't like it. You've played like one game of Y tier and you've lost the game, and you're like, this tier sucks, you know, like, not giving it a proper chance. And again, I'll say again, you know, you're allowed to not like tiers. You're allowed to say, I don't like it. Like, the biggest reason that a lot of people can just say they don't like it is because they don't find it fun. What can I say to that if you don't find it tier fun? Fairs. If you say Monotype is not fun, that's fine. You can say to me, I don't find NatDex OU fun. You know, what can I say to that? There's nothing I can say to that whatsoever, and that's completely fine. I don't play OU because it's not fun, and no one can get on to me for that. But at the same time, like, if you're just saying some frankly bullshit arguments regarding certain tiers, you know, like the matchup fish thing for Monotype is ridiculous, frankly. You know, is a lot more competitive of a format than just pray you load correctly sometimes, you know, because like, water can beat grass, water can beat electric. Like let's be honest now. Anyone that plays the tier knows that this is the case, especially in Gen 9, seeing how electric is like one of the worst typing. So obviously water, despite the type disadvantage, can win that matchup kind of easily. But you know, just stuff like that. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, and I also don't want this video to drag on for too long. We're reaching the 10-minute mark, but take away from this video the fact that let people play whatever tier that they want to play. Do not bash or call people stupid because they play a certain tier. Again, I'm using the PU community as an example, especially on the Discord. There is a straight 4K shot of saying, why do the dumbest formats go through like the dumbest suspects, or like, and then someone responded with the dumbest people play these dumbest formats, and I'm just like, come on now, like you can do a lot better than this. Like it's just disappointing, frankly, to see that sort of you know, behavior coming out of, you know, people that are like, from a, like, again, PU was in the mud like 2 gens ago, or like even back in Oras, and like, you know, a lot of people advocated for PU, and you know, PU was successful in that, and like it just seems weird to me that after the history of all of that, people want to bash other tiers from PU. But you know, that's just my opinion regarding things. But yeah, moral of the story, guys, don't bash other people's tiers. Competitive Pokemon is a very massive spectrum of things, and you know, there's a tier for everyone. And if you don't like a certain tier, just like say you don't like it or you don't find it fun. But like trying to bash the people that play the tier is just like stupidity, in my opinion. And you know, if you don't have anything nice to say about a tier, just don't, you know, say anything about that tier. That's all you have to do, because like, someone bashed your favorite tier, or the tier that you play the most and you dedicate a whole lot of time to. And I think that's also, I was even gonna end off this video, but like I just thought of something else. But like, when you dedicate a lot of your time into a tier, you play the tier, you contribute to the tier, then you have someone saying the tier is like garbage, or like unsubstantiated claims saying the tier is garbage, or you know, X and Y about certain tier, and like, you know, you wouldn't like that if it was regarding your tier that you dedicate a lot of time to, or you play the most. Like, again, don't do things to people that you wouldn't like to be done onto you. Like, again, yeah, that's the moral of the story, guys. Don't bash the tier, and you know, just stay respectful. Not hard, is it? But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. A bit of a rambly one, but like, I just wanted to make this video because, you know, we need to stop this. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.